All right, so another live, fellas. A great conversation. We're talking about open houses. So, fellas, while Etienne is not focused like always, and
I am focused.
distracted
I am
and
focused.
distracted, open houses. Should we should we still do open houses?
Are we doing open
Are we
houses, Mike?
still
Are we?
doing?
Is there? What's the ratio? How
I
many
don't know
bro-
what the ratio is, but apparently, not a
Is
lot
it
of
still
people
worth
are.
it?
Well, I think it's worth it.
What's the purpose of the open house? I think it's an important question. Most would say, well, to sell the house, right?
Well, that's the goal. No, isn't
Well,
that the
to get
goal?
leads.
Well, it's a combination. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the by default you're
Well, I
exposing
think
it.
I think the house sells itself. I think that the open house is really a lead generation process because there's only going to be one person that's going to buy the house out of everybody that went to visit it. So you have an opportunity there to maybe help these people find another home and maybe help them sell the home where they're living.
So if it is a lead generation process, as you say, how come we're not? Most brokers are not planning ahead of time, doing this 3, 4 weeks prior to the actual date of
Because I
the
think
open house.
brokers right now in the seller's market are more focused on the transaction than it's a build relationship. So if they're able to get the transaction, the quicker the better.
But is that a short-term thinking,
It
John?
is. It is because a seller's market is temporary.
That's right.
There's always cycles, right? So, and unfortunately, the ones that do not adapt or the ones that do not plan, don't strategize in the markets that will become the market becomes harder. That's when they'll realize, well, they're not in the right business, or
And
the
I think it happens a lot right now where there's brokers saying, look, I just sold everything. I got nothing now. And now it's panic mode because
That's right.
they used to carry 10, 15 listings, 20, 25, and now they got nothing. And I think that's that because they took that approach of the transaction. No, I don't have to do anything. It's going to sell itself. Instead of in a normal market, what you do is if you're planning an open house, you're actually doing it to try to get more business from the people that will come so that your database is growing, which that's the mindset of the
which is
relationship.
the ultimate goal is to
Yes, yes.
grow your database every week, every day. You're supposed to look at the number, your ultimate number, that top number of that I'm talking about database wise.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't grow, well, that means you're doing something wrong.
If it
Right.
doesn't grow, let it go. No, I just made
No,
that up. Stephen is half asleep. Everybody's sleeping. It's so hot in this office right now.
it is. It
The
is.
sun is blasting away. So, open houses, what are the steps? What should we do
So
to
what should we
prepare
do?
for an open house? What would be the first thing you would say, Mike?
Well, it's first to showcase the house that you're gonna actually present to people. Make sure that it's clean, it's in a presentable fashion. I mean,
So
accentuate
to
the nice
prep it.
feature. Yeah, the nice features of the home in order for you to get a maximum amount of exposure.
And it's not just the actual in-house or the property itself in the house, and it's the landscaping, it's the grass cutting, it's the gardening, it's the weeds and all that. Prepare the whole thing to put it on its best look,
Yeah.
right? So after that, what would you say is the second step?
Well, after you've done everything that you need to do aesthetically, that you would have to start by hitting different communication platforms, meaning either social media, doing a mailing, or whatever it is that you think that would be necessary. Talking to neighbors, other brokers that you may have in your network that may have, potential clients, maybe even mortgage brokers that may have clients that are looking for a home.
That's a
So
good
that
point.
could be an advantage.
It's good.
We didn't talk about the mortgage broker part of it, but you could invite someone that's a mortgage broker to the open house, and most of them would do it absolutely because it then would add another value to the buyer or the potential buyer
Yeah.
coming in, not knowing can I afford, what can I afford. So to do that quick, and it's a way to get the information from the buyer also because why they're gonna have to give a bit more info if they want to know more about
And
it.
also build a relationship with that mortgage broker because he might
True.
bring you some more clients later on as well.
That's right.
Well said.
So if for those that don't know, we have a mortgage cabinet, we have a mortgage broker. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, reach out to us and we'll put you in contact with a mortgage broker. Open houses for you. You said your first thought was, okay, well, it's an opportunity to meet new people.
Well,
Right.
we talked about it last week when we did our event. Open house ultimately is just another mini event.
That's right.
So you said it. You said it. It's a lead generation opportunity. So you should maximize on it. You should use it as much as possible, even in today's market where, well, I think personally, even in today's market where houses are selling faster
Yeah.
and easier, it's just another opportunity to get another lead, to get another other
Well,
other listings, or other
You
buyers, and buyers you can flip them to your team members and etc. So
you said you can get 100 people today without doing anything, right? Well, imagine if you took it to the next step where 2 weeks before you're going to do some marketing, you're going to do some proactive activities. What if you got,
you're gonna get a better outcome.
if you get 300, 400?
Yeah, you get a better outcome.
Why not?
It's about being prepared and to do things ahead of time.
people, I think brokers or business owners are always looking for business. The business is right there. The business is there. You just have to prep. You have to think. You have to
You need to have,
strategize.
in my opinion, you need to have a minimum amount of planning. A lot of people
Well,
don't
like,
plan. Just say, "Oh,
That's it.
that's it. Let's
Yeah.
just go." and
It's
see what happens.
all a reactional. It's not proactive. Their approach to their day to day or their businesses.
That's right.
Yeah, it's short term. It's not long term. There's no strategy. Pretty much is what we're saying, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So we said you work on the aesthetic, you work on the prep of the event ultimately to get the maximum of people in. I like how you framed it. You said it in the French version when you all the strategy that you can have around bringing people in. Maybe you can expo.
Well, I think one thing that we don't do enough as brokers is to, again, if you're doing it and should be doing it, planning it 3-4 weeks ahead, is to do a geopositioning, geotag content, sponsored content on social media, advertising the property, saying it's going to be on this date, register to preview. And that's a great way of capturing names, numbers,
Yes.
info online.
Offer snacks.
What?
Offer snacks.
Well, I don't know
Funny,
about
funny
the food
enough,
thing.
when people see their snacks, like, "Oh, snacks," they're like,
Yeah.
The ultimate trick is bake.
"Yeah."
Bake or have
I'm not a big
croissants or-
baker or snack guy, but sure, if you want, sure. But I think doing that would be great. Doing the same kind of campaign, but towards the brokers.
Yes.
Again, sponsored content stuff for targeting real estate brokers, is to say, hey, if you've got anybody, we're going to be doing this. Register with the call to action. All that stuff can go directly into your CRM, start sequences, nurturing. You can start the process of, I didn't go in depth here with the French, but I will here. You could then nurture right away as to preparing them for the property and teasers about the property. You can send.
So before while you say this, I have so I had a broker asking me at one point we were talking about strategy on social media, and maybe Mike, you can tell me what you think about this. She was asking me, should I ask or add my other brokers into my network? Isn't my goal to get new prospects and to get a network of buyers or sellers? Should I accept whenever another broker is asking me to
I say yes, because you're in the business of collaboration. So the more people you know, the better it is, and I think the better it's going to be for you to do any kind of transaction that's necessary.
So I don't. It depends on the platform. I agree and I disagree depending on the platform, because if you're limited, if it's your personal Facebook page, you're capped at 5,000. So if you're taking on 2,500 or more brokers, then what? They're not buying from you. So I don't know. Like unless it's following on some.
But what's the ultimate goal, though?
Well, the ultimate goal is to be in front of your network. So
Right.
the people that are going to potentially buy and sell from you, and not necessarily brokers. I think you could do sponsored content ads towards and targeting real estate brokers. If you're going to
Yes, you
want to
can.
have some visibility with the brokers, I would go down the sponsored stuff. It's not expensive, guys. For those that don't know and don't use social media in the paid format, it's really cheap. It's we're not talking hundreds
No,
of
you're right.
dollars here. You could spend a few dollars a day and have a good reach, 250
I
reach
think
per
I think
day.
it should be a mix of both. I think especially if you're starting in your social media and you don't have a network, you don't have a lot of people, you should accept pretty much any type of people that can be a potential into your network. And
yeah.
once you get deeper, like anything, once you get deeper, that second, third level,
Then
yes, you
start
can
targeting.
you can start targeting, or at least you can be a bit more strategic into your
Yeah.
strategic. Thank you, into your approach.
Yeah, if we go back to the open house kind of thing beforehand, before doing the open house 2-3 weeks, what about a voicemail drop campaign? Meaning the phone doesn't ring, but you're dropping an audio message to the surrounding neighborhood. saying, "Hey, just want to introduce myself. My name is Etienne. I'm with We're Lepage or whichever company, and I'm inviting you or anybody you know to come and visit your neighbor's house at this address on that date at this time. If you want more info, come visit this URL or this website, this microsite. Having a landing page, so you got to register. You got to put your name. Make sure you get a spot to visit. All that kind of stuff. Then you start automation with emails and all that. Like no one's doing this. I don't know why. It
It's
blows my
insane.
mind. I
It's
think I'm
insane.
going to start my own team. I'm getting excited just
No, it's
talking
done.
about it.
It's done. It's already. I have it settled.
Don't worry, guys. We're not doing that.
We won't
but we will
come.
for you, and we're going to go get the leads
Well,
for
let's
the
get the
brokers,
leads.
and that's for real. So we have a leads program we're going to launch. I shouldn't talk
It's,
about it
it's
right now.
pretty exciting stuff. So I think we have a question. Go ahead, Julian.
Yeah, so you talked about what you should do before the open house and during. Is there anything important you should do after the open house?
Yes.
happens?
Oh,
That's
good.
a great
That's a
question.
great question.
We didn't talk about that in the French version, but I
Right.
think that's something important. Is that because that's the most important part of all of it. You've gathered hopefully this data, these names of individual or the contact
So,
information.
so
Mike?
first is get the names, get the contacts,
Yes.
get a maximum.
Then what do you
of-
do with that information, Mike?
Well, after you compiled everything, it'd be to start reaching out to these people and basically find out what they thought about the property. And if it doesn't appreciate what they like, then try to find out what they need and see how you can be instrumental in making them reach
Push.
their goals.
Information out. Don't ask for things, but give.
Yeah.
Give value, give options, give choices, give information. Maybe a list of certain properties that are in the area.
That are similar to what they came to
Yeah.
look at.
Subscribe to our hot sheet. Subscribe to this. Let me push you out anything that pops into the market that's similar or better or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, a great way of nurturing. Thank you for that question.
Great question. So we said before we were pushing and nurturing. Pushing and creating the event. Now we grasp all the information. Afterwards, we nurture and nurture and nurture.
Yeah.
Anything we could do, or how we could use open houses,
I mean, during what?
either
Sorry, I
during or at any point. Purpose, should I say? Another purpose of open house.
Well, you want to sell the property, I guess. But see, whenever I had a listing, my main goal was to get more business from it, not
Yeah.
sell it. Like the selling, I knew I was going to be taken care of by itself, no matter what the market is. Not because right now it's a hot market, even
Not
in
because it's a hard market. Because the moment your house is on the market, the odds are that it's going to be
well,
sold.
it's because the prepping or the hard work of selling the house
done.
is done prior to putting it on the market. Meaning, it's to price it well. It's to make sure the vendor
That's important.
understands, and you prepare him or her for what's going to come.
Right.
You take control of that prior to. So once it's on the market, it's being exposed. It's being pushed to all the other brokers and to the whoever is interested as buyers. Then you use the listing, not use in the bad sense of the word, but you for the momentum of getting more. For more business, but more contacts to meet more people, new people, so that your database grows, so you can nurture it and then convert. That's the whole point of the business.
Yeah. You got to have the right comparables, and you got to have be able to tell the owner that this is the price that we're going to put it at, and then it should sell.
But that's all before, right? So
It's
Yeah.
all before. So, in meanwhile, we have we're gonna play a short video of we're talking about the open house. So you guys will visit this amazing condo unit. So Mellow Group is officially in new construction in An 6. So condominium project 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5. So if ever you have it, this project is also exclusive to Royal Lepage Group Meller brokers and members. So if you want to know how to become a broker or a member, just reach out to us. We will play this video. Enjoy the visit. So I think we have so amazing Conjo project in Hansik So if ever you have you wonder how to become a broker or a member, just reach out 514-443-6466, and we'll also have a link of the project if ever you have any questions or want to have more information. So during the video we had a question from our public. Go ahead, Julian.
Yeah, so would there be ways of collecting feedback, and what are some strategies we can use to nurture the relationships?
So
Well,
ways,
we talk. I mean, we've talked about this often, but the use of CRMs with artificial intelligence for nurturing, for me, is a must. It's no longer an optional thing. You can't be doing things manually.
But Etienne, what is a CRM? Because, and
Well,
I'm saying this as a bit sarcastic, but
No,
at
you're
the
not-
same
you're-
time, it's kind of a reality
Well-
because Gabriel, that was here earlier, said only 8% of brokers actually using CRM.
Well, I think what he meant to say was there's more than 8% using CRM, customer relation management platform, because they've been around forever. But
Right.
the using one with artificial intelligence, with automation, I think what he means is there's less than 8 that
Right.
and I don't know where he got that statistic, but I'm sure it's around that, because they're big platforms. It's not that it's complicated, but you got to invest a bit of time to learn about how to use these platforms. But these tools and technology, I've been using them for 5 years, 6 years now, and we couldn't do what we do without those things, right, Mike? You're a user of it every day.
Yeah.
You see the power of it, and we're not using it to its full capacity here. We're at maybe 60% of it,
Less, I say.
maybe even less. So that's how I think that's a great question, but that's how I would absolutely set it up to nurture those types of leads, so that you're always constantly in touch. We call it soft touch in marketing, but it's through automation. A lot of it is, and then the AI part.
Yes.
The artificial intelligence comes in when they engage with the communications. If they show any interest, then the platform notifies you that this person is interacting or looking or participating in something, and so it's a good time to do that follow up, or to be proactive with maybe a call, a text, or something, to say, hey, I saw you're looking at this, or you're engaging in that. Any questions about
It's a beauty.
something like that?
It's a beauty.
So if you need help with that, this is what we do. This is what I love to do personally, coming up with all these sequences and strategies about how to go about doing that. I'm going to for sure give you a hand. Jeff, did you want to add anything to that?
No, that's pretty much it. So if ever, my God, I have a blank. Oh yeah, the contest. So $10,000, guys, $10,000 of Apple products. We'll play this short video. Subscribe if you subscribe, or review us in any Google or any other platforms. You get 5 chances to win. So enjoy this contest. 100 episode, we will draw the winner. So enjoy and have a fantastic evening, day.
You want to win $10,000 worth of Apple products? It's simple. Stay tuned for the 100th episode of The Growth Show. For every like, share, comment, and subscription, you get an extra entry to our contest.